Bruyne's come around. Holland! Goal! It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah! Absolutely sensational!
And we're live. Welcome back for another deadline stream. Good evening, everyone. How are we today? A few milestones in the chat. Letis with the 41 months, Dan with the 24, and Choco, who also became a member just now. Thank you very much to all three of you. Letis says, happy Crimbo, footy seasonal. Dan says, congrats again, Focal. Thanks very much, Dan. Yeah, thanks for all the congrats messages as well. I do appreciate it. Really nice to get warm reception to... yeah, in case you missed it, Miss Focal and I are now officially engaged, so that's exciting. But that's not why you're here. You're here for the FPL. Merry Christmas all. Hope you heard a good one. What did everyone get for Christmas? So, I've made 3 transfers. I've gone early. The first move I made was Bruno to Cunha after the Bruno injury. And then I noticed I had exact money to sell Semenyo to Lafay and Gw to Ekatike. So I've made 3 transfers. I'm done. I've got no transfers left. I've got no money left. So hopefully there's no disastrous leaks during the stream. I'm all out of my transfers. On paper, it looks like a nice team for this week. Starting Lafay every week's not ideal. Maybe I won't start him in game week 19 against City. I've got Anderson who can come in there. You got an ugly teddy bear. What the hell? Thanks very much, Shawnee. Welcome all to the stream. So, we've got Adrian here, we've got Bejoy, we've got Mitchell, Zykel's here, Shawnee, Andy, Ethan, Foley, Sahil, Hugo and Tash. We've got Poker Collectis, Smokey's here, Adamiola is in the building. Welcome all to the stream. We've got Links Africa. Good old Links Africa. Does Mrs. Focal play FPL? I tried to get her into it, and she gave up after like 5 game weeks. So no, I don't think she'll ever get into it. Adam, good to see you, mate. How are you? Thanks very much, Adam. Nair11 as well says 2 to start: Richards, Senesi, Alderete, and Anderson. I would say Alderete I'd start. Senesi versus Anderson. Richards is out, so he's a no-go. So Senesi versus Anderson. Pretty close that. I would say Senesi just about. Oh, Bournemouth are shocking on the road though, aren't they? I've got Thiago, so I'm hoping that Brentford score. A nose trimmer from Timu. What the hell are some of these Christmas presents? I need one of those. Yeah, Merry Christmas all. Mukiele over Anderson. Yeah, on my bench, I think that makes sense. If I had to start a defender from my bench, it would be Mukiele. I think the clean sheets favour Sunderland, do they not? Or is it close? Oh, it is really close. Sunderland 29%, Fulham 25%. They're both pretty good for Defcon. Anderson's better, so yeah, you could go either way with that one. I don't know, I feel like West Ham probably score. I feel like this could be a game they score in, but we'll see. Oh, Eagles here. I told you about Lewis Potter. I knew you wouldn't let that go. I remember the question as well. Right, so when I was following the scores and I saw he'd scored a brace, I was like, oh my god. I remember someone asked about whether to buy him or not. I think I said I'd have him on a free hit, but I just wouldn't buy him. But I mean, I've got that completely wrong because he would have been a perfect... I don't know if he did it or not, but he would have been brilliant to transfer in. So if you ended up getting him, fair play. Franklin, thanks very much for becoming a member as well. Thank you very much to Franklin and Choco Cookie for becoming members. Appreciate you both. Nair11 also said best Bruno Fernandes replacement for Gameweek 18 and 19. I think it's Cunha. I think he's the best. I knew Newcastle's not necessarily the best fixture, but they do have a lot of players out. So I still think it's Cunha. I mean, what do you guys think? If you've got Bruno, or had Bruno, who did you replace him with? Let us know in the chat, Bruno replacements. Sonia Lump, Merry Christmas, Oscar, and congrats on the engagement. Wishing you a good gaming, love you. Thanks, Sonia Lump, appreciate you. Yeah, what's everyone done with Bruno? Can you let us know who you replaced with? Bacon Man, in Focal we trust. Thank you, Bacon Man, as well. Oh, speaking of bacon, I had a massive Christmas dinner. I'm still full up, and I'm really rushed today. My family were over, and we hosted Miss Focal and I, so we had to cook the whole Christmas dinner and everything, and I'm still so full, and I had a lot of mulled wine as well. I think I'm still a little bit pissed. Gordon, yeah, Gordon's an interesting one. I did look at Gordon. The fixtures are ridiculous for Newcastle. They're actually ridiculous. We go to, maybe we can look at Gameweek projections. What the project? Yeah, look, get projected goals. So top for projected goals over the next 5 is Liverpool. Then it's City. Then it's Arsenal. Then it's Newcastle. Yeah, it's the same if you go next 6. So, but does he start all games? He's on pens. Is he going to start all games? He's going to come off early. We know that much. Cunha. I think a lot of people have gone Cunha. But yeah, top for projected goals next 6 is City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, and then Chelsea. Clean sheets is Arsenal, City, Everton. Anyone buying Keane or Tarkowski or Pickford this week? Liverpool are up there. Newcastle, Palace. Yeah, maybe from Gameweek 19, Newcastle defender. Lewis Hall. I love him. I'd love to have him in my team. British brought in Keane. Razan says, thanks for the 35 months, by the way. Thoughts on Cherky? Congrats for the engagement. Cherky. I said this a lot on the last stream when a lot of people were buying him. I just don't like his minutes. He is absolutely class. He's so good, but his minutes just feel a bit ropey to me. For me, it's Foden, Haaland, or just go for a defender. But Cherky's not the kind of player I'd normally go for. I just like the players that generally will get 90, but at the very least are nailed. I'm not even sure if he's totally nailed. He probably starts the next 4, but it just wouldn't surprise me if he starts 3 of the next 4 or something like that. So he's just, I don't like Cherky personally. Triple captain Ekatike. If I still had it, I'm captaining Haaland this week. I don't think I'd go Ekatike. It's one of those though. Like, I do think there's a chance Ekatike could come off early himself, but he could have done the damage by them. But I just don't think I'd triple captain someone who might get like 75 minutes. Maybe he won't, but he's going to have to be managed, isn't he? You can see an Ekatike brace. He's going to have to be managed. Isak's out for months. Chat's not showing. Oh yeah, I couldn't figure out why the hell that was happening. Let me try doing this. Now if I do that, doesn't make sense. Why is that happening? Oh. Ah, there we go. Boom. Thanks for the nudge. We're back. I mean, let's do a captain poll. Maybe more people are on Ekatike than I thought. Who's your captain? So we'll have Ekatike. Did you guys see the captain poll on my channel? The Christmas theme. Haaland. Who's the third best? Well, not third best. Top 3. Wirtz? Wirtz or Saka? I'll put Wirtz in. So if you go other, tell us in chat who's your other. Poll is up. Get your votes in. The costumes. How you doing, Biddy? Start Dubravka. No chance. Raya home to Brighton. I have to start him ahead of Dubravka. No chance. I mean, is anyone bench boosting? I think it's bench boostable this week because you've got like Dubravka home to Everton, and it's rare you get a fixture of Burnley where there's an outside chance. And I think there is a chance when there's no Ndai, no Garner Gay. Who's the other one that's out? Dewsbury Hall. And then Barry and Beto are just like, with the greatest respect, got to be two of the worst strikers, first choice strikers in the team in the league. So there's a chance for Burnley. If you've got the bench boost still, it's now or next week, or you lose it anyway. So I would get it done this week if you still got your bench boost. Unless you've got multiple chips. I mean, has anyone got 2 chips still? Maybe some people do. Frank says he's got 2 chips. Triple captain, a wildcard. Any advice? I think it'll have to be triple captain this week and then wildcard in 19. The problem was, if Bruno was available, I think he'd be the standout in 19. Maybe better than Haaland this week, but now Bruno's out, where do you even go with triple captaincy? I mean, you could go rogue and go like Palmer. Well, they got Bournemouth home, is it? Yeah, Bournemouth home in 19. I think I would just go Haaland triple captain this week and wildcard 19 if I still had 2 chips. Scuba says, Season Greetings Focal. Bench 1 of Anderson, Wilson and Gw18. I'd bench Gw18. I just can't see Palace keeping a clean sheet. With Richards out, Munoz out, Sarr out. Yeah, I would bench Gw18 out of those. I mean, we'll see if Wilson plays. Silva didn't rule him out, and he said he was hopeful. It was just a knock on his knee. It wasn't like a muscular one, it's just a bad knock. Strike says, is Bruno G a good choice? Do I start him over Anderson? I would start him over Anderson, yeah. I think he's a pretty solid choice, yeah. He's right up there, isn't he, points-wise? Like, he's having a good season with goal involvements. He's got the DEFCON potential. I like Bruno G. Any news on Hincapi? Not really, unfortunately. Not really. He wasn't in the League Cup squad at all, which was a slight worry. And Calafiori played left centre-back. He did play pretty well there as well. It's really hard to say. If I had to guess, I'd be like 40% chance of starting. Maybe that's too harsh. I think it's really hard to read. It could be Lewis Skelly left-back, Calafiori left centre-back, Saliba right centre-back, Timber right-back. But we just don't know. Have Arsenal posted any training photos? I don't know if they have. Best free hit team. A few questions about the free hit. Alright, if I was free hitting, I've been sort of messing around with free hit because my little brother's got his active, so I was trying to help draft one for him. And we had Raya and Calafiori. We had, I think it was was it a back 4? We had Wirtz. And then I think that was Gw there. That's 1.2 mils short. Where have I gone wrong? Oh, it wasn't O'Reilly. I can't remember what the team was. Was it Keane here or something like that? It was something like this. Maybe he had Bowen. I think he went Bowen over Foden. It was like that, basically. That was the free hit. But if you've got more money, then maybe you want to keep Foden in just to keep yourself as insurance there. But I think Bowen home to Fulham's quite nice. So that was the free hit. Double Arsenal defence, double Everton defence, and then you've got to go triple Liverpool. So it's Van Dijk for the defence coverage, Wirtz and Ekitike. Kept Saka in there, Cunha. So it's a 4-3-3 basically. Wirtz horrible. I think on a free hit, surely. I mean, you've got to go triple Liverpool against Wolves. They're the worst team in the league. What's your triple up if you don't go Verts? Like, McAllister just feels meh. You could go double defence, but then I feel like I'd rather have Rye, Calafiori, Tarkowski and Keane. Because there's no... Because you've already got Arsenal coverage for an Arsenal attack. There's no Everton attack you want, so you go double defence. Gravenberch? Maybe. Anyone but Verts? I would have Verts. I mean, if you guys watched the Tom Dollyvor's video, #1 all-time FPL manager, he's not even buying Ekitike, he's buying Verts. So, who are we to tell the GOAT? Who are we to tell the GOAT who to buy? Maybe he's got it wrong this time. He's not often wrong. But that was interesting to me that he's happy to ignore Ekitike and just get Verts. And his reason was because basically he wants Bruno back as soon as Bruno is available. He wants Palmer soon. And those are 2 midfielder spots. So when you go up to Ekitike, it's 2 moves to get back. Whereas with Verts, you can just kind of swap him sideways to Bruno or Palmer, whichever one first. No, that's not my team. This is my team. That was a free hit draft. Phantom says, doesn't Cappy start Raul or Anderson / Mukiele? I feel like you have to start Raul away at West Ham. Definitely. And Cappy, honestly, I'm not sure. But we haven't got anything concrete. All we know is he missed the League Cup squad and that was about it. I don't know. It's probably 50-50. No one can give you an answer on that. Nobody knows, unfortunately, on Hincapi. Hopefully he does start, because he's been great. But yeah, honestly not sure. If you've got him, you just play him and hope for the best. I wouldn't sell him either. But yeah, I'd start Raul. Akshat says, congrats on the engagement, Oscar. Help me out, please. Verts and Bowen for Saka and Thiago. Or Verts and Rice for Saka and Dewsbury Hall. We're going about Ekitike. I don't like any of these. What's wrong with Saka and Thiago? I would keep them. I feel like this week, basically everyone's selling Saka, and a lot of people are doing that to get Ekitike. I kind of get it, but to not even get Ekitike, I'm not a fan of that. I wouldn't do that. Saka and Thiago are not bad picks. I know like Thiago's blanked a couple games in a row, but that's quite short term. I don't think that just suddenly makes Thiago bad. And Saka, I'd keep him when he's got Brighton home. But I feel like I'm in the minority when it comes to Saka and Thiago. But I was quite happy to keep both. Thiago's a troll. Also, I bought him in Gameweek 11, so like I caught his purple patch earlier. So like for me, I got those 5 goals there. I bought him in. He got 5 goals in 3 game weeks. So I'm more tolerant of these run of blanks here. So yeah, I wouldn't do any of those moves. I would keep both. Bellman says, Merry Christmas, Oscar in chat. Free hit opinions. Pick for Tarkowski, Keane, Frimpong, Van Dijk, Calafiori, Palmer, Verts, Foden, Cunha, and Haaland. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I suppose Frimpong instead of... You haven't got Ekitike. You got to have Ekitike on a free hit, surely. What are you free hitting for if you're not going to have Ekitike against the rock bottom team that have conceded more than anyone? Your front seven's very focal, similar to the focal team. Thoughts on FPL Olympian? Absolute knobhead. No, I love Olympian. I think you need like the people's enemy. You need like that pantomime villain in FPL, and he's just that perfectly. And Andy Martin as well. They're both like the pantomime villains of FPL. Yeah, so I'd have Ekitike on the free hit. DGP says bench 1, Cunha, Guehi, Thiago, Timber, Anderson. I'd bench Guehi out of those for sure. Yeah, Guehi. Pian shares, I'm looking to bench boost this week with 2 free transfers. So it's Raya, Timber, Anderson, O'Reilly. That's fine, that's fine. Stack Haaland, Thiago, Ekitike. Yeah, looks good. Bench boost it. Looks good to go. You've done well to set your team up where you've got a full 15 that looks good for a bench boost. So, yeah, go for it. I don't think you need to make any transfers either. Leave it as is. Yeah, I don't think it's worth doing like Anderson to Lefay or something like that, really. Keep it. You swapped out Saka for Verts. Interesting. Only 30 says, hi mate, Merry Christmas. You too. He says, free hit team without Haaland. Without Haaland? So you go no Haaland. I guess you just go... We get Foden instead. That's basically the change. So it'd be 3-5-2. Leaves you with 10 million. Oh, hang on. Still got a lot of money there as well. Who would you go here? Gordon? Go like that. You'd have to have a solid... Yeah, Thiago for the bench, I guess. That'd be the no Haaland free hit. Why no Haaland? What's up with that? That's brave to go no Haaland. But that would be the team, and you bench Thiago. 3-5-2. And I guess you'd bench Keane. So Calafiori, Tarkowski, Virgil. Yeah. Yibbing says, good day, bench one of Bruno G, Elliot Anderson and Thiago. I would bench Anderson. I feel like he's, on paper, not likely to get anything against City, is he? Bruno G and Thiago feel likelier to me. I imagine the projected goals for Forest are pretty shocking as well. Yeah, look, 1.0, so that's joint third worst this game week. Wazza says, free hit left this game week. What would be the best team for you? So I'll go back over. So basically it was that, and then we had Lefay. What was it? Bar. It was that. That'd be the free hit. 4-3-3. So Lefay, Mukiele and Bar on the bench. Joshua says, Ekatike from -4. Is it worth it? I don't think I'd do it for a hit. Not for a hit. It's one of those that could go either way. Like, it also wouldn't be surprising if he bags a brace, but I don't like taking hits. For me, they rarely pay off. I mean, have any of you guys taken a -4 for Ekatike? I don't think I would do it myself. I understand the FOMO, but for a -4... Bettina says -8 here. -8 for Ekatike. World's gone mad. Jan says, if you think you'll get more than 4 points back, it's worth it. Well, they need to actually outscore who you're selling by 4. Like, Bournemouth are second worst for expected goals conceded in away games this season. So, for example, Thiago, is he definitely going to score Thiago by 4? I feel like that really could go either way. That doesn't feel clear-cut at all to me. Ekatike's blanking. Mate, that would be a massive upset. It's very possible. But he is in a purple patch. And he's playing the rock bottom team. British says -4 for Ekatike. Absolutely. It's not a move I would do, personally. If you want my honest advice. You wouldn't catch me taking a -4 for Ekatike. I'd just be going Verts or something instead for free. If you can do that. Just for some route into that attack. Akshat says, continued. I'm looking at those to get a Liverpool player. Hang on, let me go back. Where's your message? You're looking at those to get a Liverpool player. Okay. So you had Saka and Thiago and Dewsbury Hall. I mean, I don't know if it's an upgrade. It depends on the rest of your team. But like you could do Lefay in for Saka, and then have you got a third forward to Ekatike rather than Thiago? But you want to go without Ekatike. I just don't think Saka and Thiago are sells really, especially if you're not going Ekatike. Just leave it. I don't see why you need to do something there. Saka and Thiago are fine to me, honestly. I think everyone's got like itchy trigger fingers over this Christmas period. Maybe we've got still a few transfers left, or I don't know, the excitement of Christmas and New Year. But I don't know. I don't like the idea of selling Saka. Flandy in the chat says, don't forget to like the stream. Thank you, Flandy. Flandy with the 44 months says, how are you? 44 months and ticking. Happy holidays, boss. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Thanks for the 44 months. Oogie Boogie said I had an itchy finger moment. So, okay, so 66% Haaland captain, 30% Ekatike, 3% Verts, 1% other. So it is pretty much just those three. Pretty much just those three. What's the scout saying? Let us know. How many players have you got from the scout selection? They've gone Pickford, Saliba, Frimpong, Chalobah, Lewis Potter. That's a mad back four. Foden, Cunha, Rice, Haaland captain, Ekatike and Bowen. That back four could go massive or do nothing. I mean, week too late with Lewis Potter, I think. What did Tom do? Bruno to Verts, and then it was Bruno to Verts, and then he was going to do Anderson to Tarkowski. Just four. I don't know if I've even got that many. Let me work it out. Foden, Cunha, Haaland. No, four here as well. And you've got more than four. You got the front three. British is on four. So is Jan. So is Razan. Just four. Thoughts on Lefay? Mate, Lefay. He's come in my team, Joshua. I only had 4.9 million, so that is the caveat. So I had basically no options. But he does have Leeds home. He's on penalties. Sunderland have only taken 2 direct free kicks this season. He's taken both, so maybe he's on direct free kicks, or the free kicks as well. He takes corners on one side, and his initials spell elf. So for me, especially that last bullet point, weighing all that up, he's in. And he allowed me to buy Ekatike without selling Thiago. So welcome to Focal FC, elf. FPL Mikel, thanks for the 45 months. Says bench one up Senesi, Semenyo and Stack, or do I get Lefay? I would just bench Stack. It's close between Stack and Senesi actually. You definitely don't bench Senesi. I think I'd start Senesi there and bench Stack. I wouldn't buy Lefay. I feel like Stack to Lefay is a bit sideways. Solid. Elf. Trust. If there's ever a game week, it's got to be right after Christmas that he does something. I think I actually might be forced to start him quite a bit coming up. You might not have seen the last of Elf in my team. I don't know if I'll start him against City, but I think he'll start for me against Spurs, Brentford, Palace, West. I actually think 6 of the next 7 game weeks I might be starting him. I have not really fully appreciated what I might have signed up for here. I think he's going to actually have to start for me a lot. You're probably going to see him every week in the team selection videos. 6-7. Is that still a thing? Play Guehi or Goodmanson. That's quite close. Guehi just cannot stop getting goals and assists. Palace on a 31% clean sheet odds. Oh, maybe it's not close. Oh, no, it is. Look, 29% for the Leeds. I'll be honest, I just cannot imagine Palace keeping a clean sheet with this one. But Leeds away at Sun. I think I'd go Goodmanson, but it's really close. It's really close that. I'd say Goodmanson. It's 2% difference. If you want to just purely back the odds, 2% likelier for a clean sheet with Guehi. But then there's the def cunt. No, I'd play Guehi. I'd just play Guehi. Play the guy with the home fixture when it's that close. Go Guehi. Bellman says, sorry, but no love for Ekatike in my free hit draft. Hey, fair enough. If you're right, because his ownership's going to be pretty crazy, I think, this week. But if you're right, that'll be huge. And then use on Konate. Konate's not trained all week, so I think he's a big doubt. I don't know who's going to play centre back. Maybe Gomez will be back in time. I did ask my Liverpool guy, and he's not heard anything. So I don't have the Liverpool lineup for you either. I'll keep an eye. Maybe he'll send me something. But as it stands, I don't know the Liverpool team either. So I might be able to help with that later. TTII says start one of Harry Wilson or Bruno G. I would go Bruno G just because of the doubt over Wilson. I think there's a chance he could be on the bench and come on. It's a low chance, but because of that knock, it's just not impossible that he's not quite ready to start. I think he probably does start, but I'd just go Bruno G to be safe. And you got something to cheer on tonight as well. maybe a couple of things to cheer on if you've got Cunha or something. El Chiva says, Semenyo and Wilson, 4 free transfers. Option 1, keep them for 18. To Cunha and Lefay / Anderson, 19. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Or 2, Cunha and Lefay and 18. 3, Verts, 1 McPunt and Lefay, 18 or 19. Cunha 19. You're frying my brain with this question. Hang on. So I think Semenyo. Do you need to start Lefay every week? It feels a bit iffy selling Wilson. Yeah, I'd probably leave it a week and then buy and then make those moves. Maybe you wouldn't have to get Lefay. Maybe someone else looks better. I think I would just leave it a week. Unless you can afford Semenyo to Cunha without the second move. If you can afford Semenyo to Cunha, I would do that. And just do that one move. Otherwise, yeah, roll. Roll and do it in 19. Doesn't seem right to sell Wilson before West Ham away if he does play. But if you can just do the Semenyo move, I'll do that. What do you think of Wharton? I think I might change on this, but I think I'm going to largely avoid those sort of defensive mid picks that are DEFCON only. I just look at players like Anderson from Forest, and I feel like everyone would rather watch paint dry than hope Anderson gets DEFCONs. And I don't know if I'm going to ever buy people like Wharton or, you know, like Casemiro. They're okay, but I think I'd rather play a back 4 or something and then have 3 mids. Start Alderete or Anderson. I'd go Alderete. Hincapi or O'Reilly. Probably Hincapi. I guess he either starts or doesn't play at all. Did Tom captain Verts? No, he's bringing him in, or he's brought him in for Bruno, but he's captaining Haaland. Akshat says, continues. So he's got Saka, Foden, Dewsbury Hall, Cunha, Semenyo, Gu, Thiago Haaland, 2 free transfers, 1.4 mil. 6 of them have to start. Who do you suggest I leave as it is? If I was going to do anything here, I'd do Semenyo to Verts. Can you afford that? I think you can. Just about. How much is Semenyo? 7.7. Can you afford that in one? Otherwise, I'd probably roll. Six of them need to start. So Saka, Foden, Cunha, Semenyo, Thiago and Haaland. That's 6. So Dewsbury Hall and Gu miss out. Yeah, maybe you can't afford that in one. Depends on what price you bought Semenyo for. If you can do Semenyo to Verts, I'd do that. Otherwise, I'd roll with that. Leave it as is. Like, if you really just wanted a Liverpool attacker, then you can go Semenyo to like a, I don't know, Rice, for example, if you're not on triple Arsenal already, and then Thiago to Ekitike. But I think you can roll that, honestly. There's nothing else that's clear cut here. I know there's probably going to be goals in that game, but I don't think it's the end of the world not to have Verts or Ekitike. British, thanks for 13 months. Start Mitchell or Lewis Hall tonight. I think I'd rather start Hall. It's quite close, but I think Hall. Way more attacking than Mitchell is. Takes the occasional corner. I'd rather start Hall. How we doing, Levi? Good to see you, mate. Ramsdale might even get a hat-trick tonight. God, it actually sucks that today is literally just one game. What was the reason they did that? Is that permanent, or is it just because of the day of the week? What day is it? It's Friday. Because, like, you guys have seen that graphic, right, of the famous Boxing Day fixtures where it was like the craziest scorelines you'll ever see. So what is that, like 10 games on one Boxing Day there? This one. But today it's literally just Man United versus Newcastle. Is this photoshopped? I vaguely remember someone saying a couple of the scorelines aren't real, but it was still like a mad Boxing Day. But today we've just got one. It's because it's a Friday. Like that was Boxing Day in 1963. Like Fulham 10, Ipswich 1, Burnley 6, Man United 1, Chelsea 5, Blackpool 1, West Brom 4, Spurs 4, Blackburn 8, West Ham 2. Wolves and Villa drew 3-0, so did Forest and Sheffield United. Like, imagine that. Some of them aren't real. I did wonder if it was fake. Yeah, I'm not sure how many of them are real. I think the majority of it are real scorelines. But someone, yeah, I think there was like a 1-0 and someone added a 0 or something, so maybe the 10-1's not real. But yeah, it kind of sucks because Boxing Day has just always been the traditionally great time of the year for FPL and games. But anyway, tomorrow looks stacked. Tony, thanks for the 8 months, says Palmer in for Bruno Fernandes, looking long term. Yeah, well, Maresca said he's ready to play 90 minutes, so it is a gamble because it's so early. I'm looking to definitely buy him myself, maybe for Saka in a few weeks. I think I prefer Cunha right now. In fairness as well, I don't think Newcastle was necessarily a terrible fixture right now, but beyond that, Wolves home, Leeds away, Burnley away. The next 4 are still ridiculous for Man United overall, so I prefer Cunha, and then just see how it looks with Palmer. So I might just sell Palmer, I'll sell Saka to Palmer later, like Gameweek 21, 22 sort of time. The 10-1 is real, wow. Best 6.1 mil mid. I mean, this week it's not great because he's got Arsenal, but maybe Minte. I know a lot of people say don't go there. There aren't any good options really. But after Arsenal, Brighton have got West Ham away, Burnley home, so that's quite nice. But maybe you don't want to go there. There's just not really any options. You could just go super cheap with Lefebvre, but you don't want to start him really beyond this game week. It might be alright in later weeks. Pino, it's pretty slim pickings. Latest on Wilson. I'll show you what he said. It looked more serious than it is. It was a big knock on the knee and it's still painful, so we're going to assess him. I'm hopeful about Wilson. Games come thick and fast. Let's hope we can have him available. So, slight doubt there. But it was a knock. It's not like a bad injury or muscular or anything like that. Free hit drafts. This was the draft we made earlier. 4-3-3. If anyone's got theirs active. How many chips have you got left? I'm just going to put 0, 1 and 2. If anyone's got more than 2, then rip. Because you're not going to have enough game weeks to use them all. Mello says, best defender to buy. I've got triple Arsenal. Thinking Van der Ven. Best defender. Van Dijk. O'Reilly. Don't know where else I'd want. Oh, Tarkowski. Maybe if I was buying this week, my rankings would be Van Dijk, Tarkowski, and then O'Reilly. Take your pick. That would be my rankings. Top 3 defenders this week. Van Dijk, Tarkowski, O'Reilly. I mean, Everton's fixtures are amazing long term now. Or maybe amazing is a slight exaggeration, but you'd be comfortable enough starting in him in pretty much all of those, wouldn't you? The only thing with Keane is Brentford could be back, like, I don't know, in about 4 weeks. So it could be, I don't know, around Gameweek 22. So you might get like 4 or 5 games out of Keane, and then who knows? Maybe Brentford doesn't come straight in. Maybe it'd be like Keane's spot until he has a bad game, because he's not done badly either. Beerades, thanks for the 13 months, says best cheap keeper with Dubravka. John Kelleher for Bruggen. I think for Bruggen would be my pick. Maybe we can... Is there a way we could... Yeah, on the gaming projections, maybe we go... Where's Burnley? Click Burnley. Sort by rotation. And maybe if we go like super far to like Gameweek 28. Something like that. So what does that leave us with? So basically, yeah, for Bruggen. And this week you start Dubravka, and then for Bruggen for most. Yeah, I think for Bruggen. Because these are all quite expensive that are up there. You're not going to go Lamens. You're not going to go... You can't go Newcastle. Henderson, probably not. I think I'd rather leave that for like a Munoz or a Lacroix later, once Pelés are back. Sanchez, if you could afford him, but he's not so cheap, is he? I like Sanchez the most, if you can get to that, if you can stretch that far. This tool is from fpl.page and the Focal app. If anyone doesn't know, we're giving away free premium, and it is the last giveaway of the entire season. There's a link in the description for that. You get a completely free month. You get all the members tools, ads hidden. You can customize your dashboard layout, the theme. So yeah, if you want a completely free month, the link's in the description. fpl.page/redeem/free. And that, as I say, that's the last giveaway of the entire season, and that ends this month, so you haven't got long. Speaking of season, this is team of the season as it stands. How many players have you guys got from team of the season? It's Ruth, Chalobah, Guehi, Munoz, Timber, Bruno, Semenyo, Rice, Foden, Rodgers and Haaland. Wasn't long ago it was a 5-3-2, and then it went to 3-5-2, then 3-4-3, and now it's back to 4-5-1. FCH Sean, thank you for the super chat, mate. He says, would you captain Palmer if you had him on a free hit this week? Nah, I wouldn't home to Villa. That's not an easy fixture right now, is it? I wouldn't captain Palmer, nah. I'll show you captaincy rankings in a sec, Sean. I don't think he was top 5, but maybe he was like 5th. Only 5, 4, 2, 3, 4. So captain rankings. 5 stars is Haaland and Ekitike. And then joint second, 3 stars, it's Vert, Saka and Cunha. So yeah, I wouldn't go Palmer. He's got it in him, Palmer, obviously, to haul against anyone. But I think right now I wouldn't, personally. I'd rather just go Haaland or Ekitike. I added little toggles there as well. Photos or crest, whatever you prefer. Anyway, back to my team. Thanks again, Sean. Adam says Saka and Gw for Lafay and Cherky, and Ekitike or Semenyo and Thiago for Lafay, Ekitike. What? Saka, Gw and Gw for Lafay, Cherky. Oh, I see what you're asking. So you're asking about swapping Saka to Ekitike. I don't think I'd do that. I don't think I would do that. Hang on, are you saying you can afford Cherky and Ekitike? Can you afford... Is that the most you can afford? Can you afford like Rice and Ekitike, or are you on... Oh yeah, what about that? Saka and Gw to Rice and Ekitike. I like that more than Saka and Thiago to Rice and Ekitike, which is what a lot of people have done. But I didn't like so much selling Thiago. But if you can afford that, which I think you can if you're saying you can buy Cherky. How much is Cherky? Maybe you can't afford that. 6.6. Yeah, otherwise I don't think I would do it. Or Semenyo and Thiago for Lefay and Ekitike. Oh, it's just, I don't know if that's an upgrade this week. Semenyo's scored the last 2 in a row. Thiago's got a home game. I don't know if I would do that. If you can afford Rice and Ekitike, I would do that. Otherwise, maybe just Semenyo to Wirtz, and then that's your Liverpool attack. Otherwise, do nothing. Blue Mac, thanks for the 1 month. Merry Crimo Oscar and congrats on the engagement. Thank you, appreciate that, Blue Mac. Thanks very much. Omni Footy says free hit. No Man City players because it's going to be a 1-all. Are you asking for a free hit draft? Oh, without City at all. It's basically that, but you'd have Thiago instead of Haaland and maybe like Gordon instead of Lefay. That would basically be it. So Thiago in for Haaland, Gordon in for Lefay. 1-all, you reckon, between City and Forest? I believe that'll only be the 3rd time in 19 meetings that Dyche has managed a draw against Pep. 2 draws, 16 losses so far. So you're saying this is going to be draw number 3. Jamie says Bruno to Cunha -4 or play Mukiele, also have Wilson. I don't think I would take a -4. I think you just do it next week. Obviously, the game weeks are so close together as well. You don't even have to wait for a whole week of price changes. You'll be able to lock that in pretty quickly tomorrow or the day after. Yeah, I don't think I'd take the hit. Just leave it. You've got pretty good cover in Wilson and Mukiele there. I'd put Wilson in over Mukiele. Saka or Cunha on a free hit. I would have both on a free hit. If I was picking one or the other, I think it'd rather be Saka, home to Brighton. Saka was on the bench in the League Cup as well, which was encouraging. He came on for like the last 15 or so. Salah says, my team is Raya, Van Dijk, O'Reilly, Hincapié, Mukiele, Anderson, Rice, Foden, Haaland, Ekitike. So your bench is Dubravka, Zoboslai, Gu, Dewsbury Hall, 3.5 mil. Hang on, you've only named 2 midfielders. Zoboslai and Dewsbury Hall. Did you forget 1 mid? I think you've forgotten 1 mid here, haven't you? You've got 3.5 mil, no transfers left. No transfers left, just leave it. Don't do anything. If you've got no transfers left, it's not worth taking a hit there for anything in your team, so just leave it. Looks good. You're not telling me who's that Kung Fu Lee. It's Enzo Lefay. He's on pens for Sunderland. He's got Leeds home. He's taken a few direct free kicks, some corners. He's only hit DEFCON twice, but he's even got that slight potential. Basically, for me, I had to buy a midfielder 4.9 mil and under to fund Gw up to Ekitike. So my options were very limited, and he was just looked by far the best to me. It was him or Stack, basically. I didn't really want someone like Potts because I just don't feel comfortable starting him, but I think it's not the end of the world to play Lefay. So Lefay is in. I think I'm actually going to use him quite a bit in the coming weeks as well. So you're not going to see the last of Elf. No worries, Footplay. British says, come on Leeds. What are we saying for tonight's game? Scoreline predictions. Man United versus Newcastle. I feel like there could be a few games in this one. I don't know which way. I think it's going to be a 2-1 to someone. Let's do King of the Game Week. 2-all. 2-0 to Newcastle, 3-1 to Newcastle, 3-2 to United. King of the Game Week, who do you reckon it's going to be this week? Top scoring player of Game Week 18 is what we're looking for. It was Lewis Potter in Game Week 17. I don't think anyone got it. On the Discord version of this game, I went with Kudus as a long shot for Spurs to just randomly put a few past Palace. To be fair, didn't Palace concede 3 or 4? I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 to Leeds. King of the game will be Ekatike. Ekatike, Frimpong, Verts, Timber, Rodgers, Foden, Ekatike, Harvey Barnes, Wilson from Fulham, Reece James, Palmer. Super chat from Koa. Start 2 out of Keane, Xhaka and Raul Jimenez. I would start Keane against Burnley, definitely, and I'd start Raul against West Ham, who've been one of the worst defences this season. Xhaka's not bad as at home to Leeds, but I would play those two. Plus Raul's on pens. Kudus isn't AFCON. Yeah, that's why I picked him. And it just could be one of those games Palace randomly concede a bunch of goals. Bowen hat-trick. I'd be really tempted to have him on a free hit over Foden. We've got about 1,500 tuned in. Thank you all for being here on this Boxing Day deadline stream. If you're enjoying the stream, hit like, and more importantly, hit subscribe below if you're not already. It's completely free and you can always change your mind. I know a lot of you are here that are normally Raptor regulars as well, so welcome over if that's you and you're not normally a watcher of these FPL Focal streams. So thank you for swinging by, even if it's just for 1 week. It's good to have you. 60% have got no chips left, 30% 1 and 11% 2. How we doing, Matty? Good to see you, mate. 13 Killin says, hi Oscar, big issues this week. 2 free transfers, 0.6 mil. Ryan Riley, Anderson, Kanate, Mukiele, Foden, Saka, Stack, Bruno, Zobosai and Cappy. So basically Bruno, Zobosai, Gu and Hincapi. And you also need to bench boost soon. You also need to bench boost. Well, it's this week or next, but you've got 2 transfers. It's not possible. It's not possible this week. I think this... I don't know how to say this without sounding patronising, but I think this is like a learning moment in terms of like FPL planning, because you've got Gu that's a non-playing forward. And then you've got a few like minutes risks. Zobosai, obviously there was that yellow card chance. That's just unlucky. And Cappy's a bit unlucky. So is Kanate. But you're in this position where you've got now multiple issues and only 2 transfers. Plus you need to bench boost. And you've got Bruno Fernandes as well. That again, that's unlucky. But it's just so many issues. So I would do Bruno to Cunha if I were you. I'm not sure what the second move would be. What's the priority here? Because Kanate might not play as well. But I think you can't afford to sell him. You want to bench boost him. Tricky this. Who have Fulham got in 19? Palace away. I'm wondering if you do like Bruno to Cunha and then Gu to Raul. You need that third forward for the bench boost. And I think for cheap, can you afford that? 0.6 mil, probably not actually. I think I'll just do that one move. Bruno to Cunha and leave it at that. You'll get Zobosai back, so that's great. And to be fair, Hincapi, if he does miss this one, he should be back next game week. But you can't bench boost this week, so I'll just do that. Bruno to Cunha, that's it. And you're going to need to make those 2 transfers count in game week 19. It might have to be 3 for a -4. So yeah, Bruno to Cunha. Anyone else done Bruno to Cunha? Timber's not in the training pictures. Is that true? Is that true? They're probably managing him. Like they need to be careful with him. Mosquera's out. White's out. So they really, really need to be careful. And he played in the League Cup and played 90 as well. Let's see. I don't see him there. Calafiori's there. Saka. Yeah, hopefully they just gave him the game off or something. The day off. There's no need to overload him right now when he's literally the only right back Arsenal have got. Like, if he misses out, we're going to have like Norgard right back or something like that. There's Saliba, Rice, Jesus, yeah, not there. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but I'd like to think they just said to him, you can take this off, you're fine. You do not need to be in training and risk any further injury. We've got, you know, 4 games in like 12 days or whatever it is for Arsenal. It's 4 game weeks in 11 days. It's the busiest time of the season. That'd be my best guess. Optimistic guess. If he misses out, then I've got Mukiele coming on. Don't think he will. But we'll see. Igor says, help, can I play Anderson or Collins with Lewis Potter? I would play Anderson rather than double up Brentford defence with Collins. Have you already got double Brentford defence? I'd play Anderson though, yeah. I mean, if you had Lewis Potter last week, fair play. I think only 4 players have scored over 20 points this season. He's one of them. But yeah, I'd play Anderson over Collins this week with Lewis Potter. Raunak says, who would I start, Minte or Alderete? I think it has to be Alderete. You're going to have to back Arsenal for a clean sheet. At the Emirates against Brighton. They're second on the clean sheet odds, 44%. So I'd played Alderete. Alderete, 29% chance of a clean sheet. I'd rather back Sunderland keeping a clean sheet. Maybe Alderete Defcon as opposed to Minte getting a goal or an assist. Mohammed, thanks for the super chat. Message retracted. I didn't see what that said, but thank you. Alright, quick look at the most transfer players. 1.3 million have bought Ekatike, and then it's Rodgers with 1 million. I feel like Rodgers is a trap this week. Sorry if anyone's bought him, but I feel like he's a trap when he's got who's it? Chelsea, and then who's he got after that? Arsenal. Chelsea and Arsenal is his next 2. Cunha's in 3rd, Rice, Calvert-Lewin, Semenyo, Foden, Wirtz, Wilson, Voltemada. Most sold. Bruno, Thiago, and Boomo. Almost 1 million have sold Thiago. Mateta, Welbeck, Juice before Munoz, Saka, Bruno. I can't wait till Munoz is back. I'm buying him straight back. He was so good for me when I had him. Thanks, Enshook. Sonny says, hi Oscar, wish you all the happiness with your engagement. Help me out, please. I've got 2 free transfers. I want Ekatike for Gw, but if I also sell Semenyo like me, I've only got 4.4 mil left. Is anyone worth it in that range? I think you just go Potts. But it depends if you need to start him, though. Because Potts is not good to start. I guess you can bench him if you're benching Gw. Potts, I would say. Is there any others for 4.4? I don't think there is. Midfielders 4. What's Miley? He's like 4. Oh, Miley's 4.4 as well. I'd rather Potts still. It has to be Potts. He's the only one. You're not going to get anything out of him really. He does have 1 assist this season. He started. How many is that? It's like 7 out of the last 8. Yeah, Potts, and then bench him. Shivam says, play one out of Semenyo, O'Reilly and Anderson. I'd play Semenyo, definitely. Play the attacker there. Brentford away, it's not too bad. Gotta be Semenyo. Ticker says, Thiago and Bruno to Ekatike and Rice. Or Bruno to Cunha. Do I keep Thiago? Ekatike scare me, but the model's like Cunha for the next 3. Yeah, I prefer the Cunha and Thiago route. I do understand it. Like, we just saw 1.3 million have bought Ekatike, but If I had Bruno, I'd rather buy Cunha than buy Ekitike. The Ekitike bandwagon's gone crazy. Like, he's not essential. He's not even on pens, let alone essential. Yeah, I'd rather Cunha. He might be on pens in Bruno's absence. Could be Sesko, I suppose, but good chance it's Cunha. 7 said, oh, your tab has just crashed. Oh, that's great. Let's refresh that. Seven says bench boost Richards to Anderson, Senesi or Collins. What about Keane? Have you got him already? 7. If not, I'd go Keane actually over those 3. How much have you got to spend? Isn't Collins like 5 mil? If you haven't got Keane, I would go for him. Is there anyone else? Yeah, otherwise Anderson if you've already got Keane. Anything on Fulham's Anderson? Silver just kind of said he's hopeful. He hopes that he can play. It was a knock on his knee. So it's not a bad one. It's not like muscular or something. Best 4 mil defender. Alderete. Mukiele's even better, but I think he's like 4.1. 4.2. Mukiele or Anderson? Mukiele. But yeah, you can understand some of the Ekitike hype. Like the goal scorer odds have got Haaland 0.87, Ekitike 0.74, and he's got like 5 goals in 3. So I do get it, but I just don't think he's essential. Not at all essential. Like if you can go Bruno to... One second, I need to blow my nose. Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, Yokora is quite high up there as well, but how nailed is he for starts? I don't think he's going to start every game over winter. Havertz is almost back as well. I wouldn't be buying Gyökeres, that's for sure. Voltemada not on the list. I'd want to keep Voltemada though. When you look at Newcastle's upcoming games, they're absolutely unbelievable. They've got Man United away, Burnley away, Palace home, Leeds home, Wolves away. So I'd be keeping Voltemada if I had him. Virtual, thanks for the 11 months. Start 2 out of Keane, Anderson and Mukiele. Keane, I'd start. Mukiele versus Anderson, I'd start Mukiele. I've got Mukiele and Anderson, and I've got Mukiele first on the bench. Ekitike or Haaland captain. I've gone Haaland captain. I've got both, and I'm on Haaland captain, Ekitike vice. Oh, sorry. What about Frimpong? I don't know if I'd risk Frimpong. Didn't he last start in Gameweek 1? I don't think I'd risk Frimpong. If he finally starts nailing down starts, he could be an absolute gem, but so risky. Not a risk I'd want to take right now. Just Van Dijk for me. 13 Killing says, thoughts on this from the previous chat. Bruno to Cunha, Hincapi to Virgil. And then next week, sacrifice Saka playing Villa to upgrade Gw for the bench boost. It helps this week, and Hincapi might lose playing in the 11 if Gabriel's back. Let me just double check whether there are other issues you had. Yeah. Yeah, that works. You just have to hope Konate's back and no other issues pop up. Also, it's a bit of an iffy week to bench boost because the schedule's so crazy right now that there could be random rotation. Like, Game Week 18 is today. Game Week 19 is in 4 days. And then, like, 4 days after that is Game Week 20. 3 days after that is Game Week 21. So it's probably the worst possible time of the season to bench boost, just because even if your team looks alright on paper, someone could just randomly not play. And that's probably going to happen again to all of us with some popular big hitter players. But yes, with everything you've said, I think Bruno to Cunha, I still think you do that. Would I do Hincapi to Virgil? Who was your auto sub if he doesn't play? Is it not stacked though? Oh, I don't know if I'd do the Hincapi move. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, do Virgil. You might have to take a hit next week for the bench boost, but it is what it is. Start Lefay or Rodgers? I think I'd start Lefay. Oh no, you can't bench Rodgers when he's like got 6 goals in his last 6. Nah, I'd start Rodgers. I think I'm getting a bit carried away with Lefay. He's going to get 2 points probably. Nah, I'm not Dallo. I'm not buying any Man United defenders. Not happening. Yeah, it looks good, 13 killings. Go for it. Gary says play Robinson or Cash to Kanate for a -4. 2 Kanate for a -4. I would just play Robinson. Robinson's fine. He's got West Ham. Play Robinson. It's perfectly fine. Hazard says, how is Chalobah to Tarkowski, Enzo to Trossard and Bruno to Cunha? So, Chalobah to Tarkowski is okay. Enzo to Trossard, definitely wouldn't do that. Bruno to Cunha, I like that. I think the first and the third move are fine. Enzo to Trossard, I wouldn't do that. Again, this time of the year, you need nailed players, and Trossard is absolutely not that. Martinelli could just come on for him this early second half. He could even start ahead of him in some upcoming games, or Madueke could. I don't like Trossard at all. I feel like I need to yawn, but I can't do it. It's the weirdest feeling. I'm getting yawn stage fright. What if I do this? No, it's not working. I can't do it. Can't do it. Right, let's get the cat off. Any leaks? Let me check. I don't think we've had any. I don't know if we're going to get any either, because it's just one game tonight, and then all the other games are basically tomorrow. The only one we might get is Liverpool, and I'll keep an eye if he sends him anything, but as it stands, he says he's not heard anything. There's all sorts of rumours floating around, like it could be a Chiesa finally gets a start, but who knows. Are we boring you or something? Not even. It's just my family have all been round today, and I've been like non-stop from first thing this morning, like cooking for everyone, kind of just entertaining, keeping them all happy, drinking lots of mulled wine. It's been one of those days. And they left like 15 minutes before going live. Oscar, can you give me the luck of a Christmas green? Alright, you are hereby blessed with a green arrow for Game Week 18. Did you feel that? Triple captain Ekatike? Nah, I think I'd... Oh. Just kick something off the shelf. I would use it on Haaland over Ekatike personally. Thank you, L1. Every chip is gone, Focal. Every chip is gone. I think a lot of people don't know this, but after Gameweek 19's deadline, we're getting all our chips back. So, because I've had lots of comments and videos like, bro, you've wasted your triple captain when you could have saved for the double game weeks at the end of the season. But that's not how it works now. We get one of every chip for each half of the season. So after Gameweek 19, we're all getting topped up again. And then I'm definitely saving chips. Is this a free hit? I'll take that as a compliment, but no, it's not. This is my actual FPL team. Never been an O'Reilly fan. I think he's a great option. What's wrong with O'Reilly? There's a statistics widget here as well on the site, and we've got a few presets that you can just sort of load. Like the best ones are probably the DEFCON ones, but there's also this one, 4+ point hit rate. And it's basically which players have got the highest floor in FPL. So what's the percentage of times someone's hit 4 or more points? O'Reilly, top in the league. 77% of games he starts, he's getting 4 or more points. So I think he's great. And obviously Aït-Nouri's AFCON as well. When Aït-Nouri's back, yeah, maybe he's a bit dodgy then. He still might not start every game. You know, it's not impossible for Ake to play left back or Vardio. But yeah, quite interesting. I don't know how it looks for 5+. Yeah, when you go 5+, it's Munoz who's top. 5+ point floor. Then it's Munoz, Chalobah, O'Reilly, Haaland. So again though, he looks great there. 69% of games he hits 5 or more points. Quite interesting way of looking at it, isn't it? Where did I get to here? It was Mohammed. He says bench boost active. Is it worth a -4 to get Wilson out? And who for? I don't think I'd take a hit, no, because he could play. I think there's a good chance he does. It was a knock. It wasn't like a muscular injury, so I wouldn't risk the hit. I don't know if I'd even do it for free, you know. But no, I'd leave him in. Just got to hope for the best. It's an overrated chip anyway. Whatever happens on the bench boost. Overrated chip. Annihilism says, I've only got one free transfer and I can't go to Ekitike one transfer. And to get anyone worthy in midfield, I need to sell Saka. Any suggestions? Just don't do anything then. Leave it. I don't think Ekitike is like worth ripping your team up for or taking a hit personally. What's Tom done? So again, like Tom's not gone Ekitike. He's got 5. He had 5 transfers as well, and he still hasn't gone Ekitike. That's how much he's not bothered, and I think that goes to show as well. He's not as important as the bandwagon seems to suggest. Don't get me wrong, he's a really good option, but Tom with 5 free transfers just went Bruno to Verts. He already had Cunha. But I don't think I'd do Saka to Cunha. Saka to Verts. So just leave it. Captain Haaland or Lefay? I would go Lefay. Gotta be Lefay. What team do you support? Arsenal. Ekitike, captain. I've got him Vice. I think I'm going to leave it on Haaland. I don't think I'm going to change from that. Brace says, happy Christmas, Oscar. Thanks for an amazing 2025, mate. Appreciate that. Thank you, Brace. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, it's been a good year. It's been a very good year. In terms of like the channel's growth, in terms of like the app and the website. Obviously now engaged to Miss Focal, so that probably should be mentioned as well. So yeah, it's been a good year. Anyone got any 2026 New Year's resolutions yet? Thanks, Benji. New Year's resolutions. I mean, I'm going to have to lose some weight. I've put on quite a bit over Christmas, I can't lie. You reckon Everton will bag a clean sheet, Oscar? I mean, if I was on a free hit, I would have double Everton defence because there's a good chance, but the odds are still slightly towards it not happening. It was like 40-something%. Thank you, guys. When's baby Focal coming? No chance. Quite a few comments were like, congrats, but please can you not stop uploading? Don't worry, I'm not going to stop uploading. Nothing's changed. Absolutely nothing has changed. Yeah, thanks again, Brace. So, let's keep going with the questions. I'm a bit behind. Danny says, Merry Christmas, mate. Would you do Semenyo to Cunha or Hincapi to Tarkowski, Richards and Krupi on the bench otherwise? So you've got no bench depth if Hincapi doesn't play. I think in that situation you have to do Hincapi out. If you're going to be down to 10, then that makes more sense. You've got to manage the risk. So yeah, Hincapi to Tarkowski first. Bernito says, is it crazy to captain Ekatike chasing ranks? Thanks. I don't think it's crazy, no. I think he's probably second best this week. The captain widget has got him actually joint with Haaland on 5 stars, so it's not bad at all. Don't mind it. I still prefer Haaland, but I think Ekatike is nice. I mean, you'd back Liverpool to put 2, maybe 3 past, but I think it's not impossible for City to do the same away at Forest. Plus Haaland's on pens, so for me it's Haaland. Ekatike advice, but it's alright. Nothing wrong with that to chase rank. I don't think it's a huge difference between them, basically. Those are the times to chase rank, when there's 2 that are very close. And I think Ekatike is that option this week for sure. Nat the1, thanks for the 7 months. Cunha versus Verts, who's better? Cunha, gotta be. Lucida says, thanks for the 30 months. He says, GG Oscar, what's the latest on Bruno? All the best. It sounds like he could be out for a few weeks. And Amarim said he's expecting Mainu back before Bruno, so it doesn't sound great. He's been talking about having to find solutions and this sort of stuff. You never know with Bruno. He could be back in 2 game weeks and I wouldn't be surprised, but I think he's going to be out for longer. So he's definitely a sell. Rocket says 2 transfers in Cappy and Dewsbury Hall to Frimpong and Stack. Nah, I can't get behind the Frimpong pick. Nah, not for me. I swerved him in Game Week 1 and I'm glad I did, and I'm swerving him now. Even if I had the option to buy, I definitely wouldn't be buying Frimpong. Like, he's a really exciting FPL pick, but like, he's been injured all season. Did he? I think he hasn't started since Game Week 1. It just seems mad to buy him now of all times. I'd want to see him start a few games in a row and look really good. 30 minutes off the bench. I mean, he's, 1 start all season. Like, he'd be great when he's definitely fully fit, reliable, starts every game, but he's not that right now for me, especially over the busy winter period. I'd rather do Hincapi to Tarkowski, or if you can afford him, like Van Dijk, Calafiori. Jack, thanks for the 1 month. Start Guayo Mukiele. Razam with the 10 gifted memberships. Damn, thank you very much, Razam. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate you. Welcome to the 10 new members. If anyone's not in the Discord, I'll chuck the link in the chat to join. It's free, but if you link your Discord account in settings, you get access to the members channel called The Lounge as well, completely free for all the members. Thank you very much, Razan. Appreciate that. Blue Max says Bruno, Gu and Semenyo, Tabaka, TK, Cunha and Who, bench boost, 2 free transfers, 5.4 free. Lefay. Mate, I did those exact moves, so I'm biased, but for 5.4 mil, it's got to be Lefay. I don't think there's anyone that's worth the extra. Is there? Midfielders. 5.4. No, there isn't anyone. I probably wouldn't get Anderson. Nah, go Lefay. Treat yourself to a Lefay. Imagine he actually does something this game week. The thing is, he's on free kicks. He's on penalties. He's got, is it 5 goal involvements? 5 goal involvements this season. He's got Leeds home. It's not the worst pick to fund it. And it's in there. His initials are Elf. Let's go. Boom. You didn't need to ask me. Ugo Chukwa's 5 mil. Lefay's got to be better for 4.9. Reinders. Does he start every game? He could be the guy. Reinders isn't bad either. I'm good, Lucas. How are you, mate? Is Verts a good buy? I actually don't mind buying Verts this week. Not at all. You too, Neil. Play Senesi or Anderson. How much is Agate? Oh, mate, I'm not hearing anyone out on Agate. For the essentials on the free hit midfield. The free hit draft we made earlier was that. And it's a 4-3-3, so Lefay and Barr on the bench. Casemiro? Nah. He's alright, but not for me. You too, Billy. Hope you had a good one. You got to be kidding me. Oscar Gueye's got better clean sheet odds than Mukiele, though. The thing is, so, like, clean sheet odds, projected goal odds, or like models in general, like projected points, are like a good guideline, but there's nothing wrong with going against them, especially when it's close. Like, I look at that, Sunderland are 2% behind Palace, and when it's that close, there's many times this season where I'll say, I personally still prefer this other fixture. And it's really hard to pick those moments, because there's plenty of times I've done that and it's been the wrong call, but there's also, probably more often than not by much, it's been the right call. If your own assessment is like, if you've got a good gut feeling about something. Like, Palace have got Munoz out, Sarr out, Richards out. They're playing home to Spurs. Spurs have been shocking, but like, they shipped, was it 4 goals to Leeds last game week? So, yeah, and I don't know, Leeds is a huge game. So it could be a bit cagier. I don't know. They'd probably both concede after all that analysis. Busted Flush says, I went for Gomez on a punt over Lefay. What are your thoughts? Gomez? Is that Brighton's Gomez? I'll be honest, he's not entered my thoughts at any point this season as an FPL option, so I might have missed something that you've noticed there. Is that who you mean? From Brighton? Is he even nailed? Could be good. I'll be honest, I don't know much about him. But yeah, Lefay just kind of was the one that leapt out to me. It was him or Stack when I only had 4.9 mil. I don't know how much Gomez is. Maybe I missed something there. Maybe I missed a trick with Gomez, but I liked Lefay when I was looking at it. Steven says Stack. I mean, Stack's fine as well. Stack is good. It was close between Lefay and Stack when I was looking at options for 5 mil and under, and Lefay just edged it for me. Sunderland clean sheet. Mate, honestly, I've benched a lot of Mukiele clean sheets this season. They've kept 5. And they've got 2 on the bounce. I haven't started him for either of those 2 either, actually. So yeah. Wait, hang on. He got 8 points in Game Week 16 as well. Yeah, I forgot that. And he got an assist in Game Week 16. Like, he's got a goal and 2 assists, Mukiele. He's actually a cracked asset for 4 mil. And he's so good for Defcons. Anyway, yeah, I've benched his last 2 clean sheets. 2 clean sheets in a row. They haven't conceded since Game Week 16. D-Lang says Keane, Anderson or Mukiele to start. I would start Keane for the best clean sheet odds of the 3. And Anderson against City, like, I wouldn't start him in that fixture if you can help it. You probably get Defcon, but I'd rather start Keane. Jan said, thanks for the 8 months. Says start Wilson in a 3-5-2 or Rodon. I'll start Wilson and just hope he comes through. Yeah, go Wilson. Rodon first bench. If I had Wilson, I'd be starting him. Vibav says, help with the bench boost this week or next. 0.7 million. Team is Sanchez, Dubravka, Fpl Gw18, Estius, Steph, Mukiele. I would go this week if I were you. 100%. You've got Esteve and Dubravka who've got Everton home. Newcastle home after. Nah, this week. It's got to be this week. I don't know how many transfers you've got. Your team looks pretty solid, but depending on how much you got in the bank, maybe you could do something. You know, like Semenyo to Cunha. But if you're out of transfers, then that's fine. Just go with that. You know, or maybe like a Senesi to Tarkowski or Keane. Looks good as a little upgrade this week. But yeah, definitely use it this week. You've got 3 free transfers. Okay. I think I'd leave Cherky. Vifa's not ideal, but I think I'd leave him as well. Don't know if you can afford Senesi to Tarkowski. You might just be short of that. How much is Cunha? 8 million. So I would do Semenyo to Cunha if I were you, and Senesi to Keane, and then keep the other transfer and bench boost. Semenyo to Cunha, Senesi to Keane, and bench boost active. Yeah. Good luck. Kano says start 3 out of Anderson, Mukiele, Stack, Van den Berg, and Truffert. Mukiele I'd start. Who's Van den Berg got again? Bournemouth home. I'll start Van den Berg, and I think I'd start Stack. Nah, I feel like you chase the upside. Anderson, Mukiele, Van den Berg, bench Stack, and then Truffert behind him. That's the one. Chicken Tikka Mo Salah says, what's your plans for the next wildcard? Also got my free hit with DCL, Haaland, Ekitike, Verts, Keane, Tarkowski. Should I make any changes? 0.1 mil. This was the free hit draft we came up with. In terms of the wildcard, I honestly couldn't tell you. It's going to be so far away from right now. It could be like Game Week 30 or something. It'll be sometime around the double game weeks, I expect. But maybe not. Maybe if everything goes wrong, I'll use it sooner. But yeah, I couldn't tell you about the wildcard right now. I'll play it by ear, nearer the doubles most likely. That was the free hit draft we came up with. So similar, but a few differences. But similar. If you can't afford Bowen, then maybe like Gordon in the midfield instead, and then go for Gw, something like that. It was a 4-3-3 by default though, and that was the free hit draft there. Cookie says, but Mac or Verts for a 1 week punt, Mac on pens. I'd still rather Verts, honestly. Mac's not bad, but I feel like you go for Verts. You really want an attacking return. I wouldn't want to bank on pens on a free hit, or a 1 week punt, sorry. I would say Verts for sure. JM says, hey bud, I've got Raya, Anderson, Van Dijk, Riley Richards, Semenyo, Haaland. So you've got Zoboslai, Rodon, and a Gw on the bench, 1 free transfer. Richards out for Keane, keep Zoboslai. Any other tips? Yeah, I would definitely keep Zoboslai if you're able to. He's great after this week. He'll be on pens from Game Week 19 onwards until Salah's back. Richards for Keane makes a lot of sense. I think that's probably your best option. So you're playing Anderson, Van Dijk, O'Reilly. So it's a 4-4. Yeah. Yeah. 0.3 mil. 0.3 mil. You can't. Can you afford? Can you afford? Yeah. No. I think you got it right there. I'll just. Can you afford Semenyo to Cunha, or are you just 0.1 mil short? Can you afford that? How much did you get Semenyo for? I feel like Semenyo to Cunha is better, actually, if you can afford that, Jay. I'd rather that, and then just have to play Rodon. If you can do that, that would be better. It's potentially a little sliding doors moment with that Semenyo to Cunha move if you've got exact money. Otherwise, yeah, just go with Keane. Because like, after this game week, Semenyo's fixtures look worse. Plus, he could be on his way to City, and who knows then how much of an FPL asset he'll be. Lauren says, who would I play out of Gw18 or Bruno G this week? I'd play Bruno G 100%. I feel like Palace could concede this one. Yeah, I like Bruno G a lot more than Gw18. Even if Gw18 had better clean sheet odds, I still think I'd rather start the attacker, but it's quite close. But Bruno G definitely in that case. Oh, okay, fair enough, Jay. I wonder if it's worth a hit though for you. Probably not. Yeah. That's actually a really tricky one, Jay. I think I'd actually take a hit if I were you. Like I said, I think this could be a little sliding doors moment with Semenyo. Like if you know, for example, Mukiele and Cunha in. Are there any other cheap defenders I'm not thinking of that are good for this week? Because basically, Semenyo's fixtures suck after this week. And he's probably going to go to City very, very soon. Like, we're days away from the window opening. They might just activate that straight off the bat. What's Richards? Is he 4.6? How much did you get him for? Can you afford Van den Berg? If you can afford Van den Berg, I would do that. Honestly, I think I'd be tempted to take a hit in your case. Because Cunha's fixture is also unbelievable after this week. Like, Wolves home, Leeds away, Burnley away. I really think you want to go. I really would think you're going to want to have Cunha. So if you're selling price on Richards as 4.6, then go Van den Berg. Otherwise, I'd go Mukiele, I think. Yeah, hope that helps, Jay. That's actually an interesting one, that, because it seems a bit mad to sell Semenyo, but I think it actually makes sense. Jake says, hi mate, Merry Christmas. Wilson on Mukiele / Lacroix. Yeah, Wilson. Mukiele first bench, then Lacroix. If you got Wilson, I feel like you have to play him. You got to play him. He's only a knock on his knee, so I think he's got a good chance still. Silver said he's hopeful. Those were his words. Wazaland says, best mid for 5.4 mil or under. Lefay. It's got to be Lefay. I jotted down a few thoughts the other day on Lefay, and let me just find it. Don't get me wrong, he's not great. He's 4.9 million for a reason, but as far as the super cheap players, he's not bad. He's only 4.9 mil. He's got Leeds home next. He's great for bench depth if you're able to bench him after this week. It's not bad if you have to start him either. He's on penalties. He takes some corners. His initials spell elf, huge. And Sunderland have had 2 attempts from direct free kicks this season. Both of those were him. So that basically, as far as the dirt cheap players, I liked him the most. And I don't know if there's anyone for 5.4 mil that's better. There's Reinders, but is Reinders actually better than Lefay? So, Stack's not bad either. I like Lefay more, if nothing else, like the penalties, and I think the fixtures are similar. I mean, what's the projected goals like? Projected goals for the next 8 Gameweek. They're going to be bad, aren't they? 8.1 for Sunderland, 8.8 for Leeds. Both are awful, to be fair. I think they're just, for bench depth, either are fine. I went the Faye. It is what it is. JH says Mukiele or Anderson also went a free hit. Mukiele, in terms of the free hit, I think this week is probably the best opportunity remaining. Game week 19 is fine. But this week, I'm guessing most people aren't on triple Liverpool. Well, maybe some are with free transfers. But you can triple in. You can go triple Liverpool. So Ekitike, Wirtz, Van Dijk. You can go double Arsenal defence. So you can go like Raya, Calafiori. You could go double Everton defence, something like that. You can have Saka still, Cunha, Haaland, Bowen, something like that on a free hit. But if you've already got a really strong team this week, then obviously don't need to, in which case 19. But you've only got 2 more options to use it. That air, thanks for the 11 months. Merry Christmas on a free hit. Frimpong, Xhaka, or Van Dijk and Garner. I'd rather Van Dijk, unless there's a leak on Frimpong. I would just go Van Dijk if I were you. New poll up. Did you have a good Christmas? Yes or no? Running out of poll ideas here. Vibab says, big up to you, boss. You pronounced my name correctly. And it's not easy. How'd you manage that? Cultured Focal. Appreciate you. Fair enough. I mean, I get a lot of names wrong, I can't lie. But I'm glad I got yours right. But yeah, I'm normally not great with names, so that's definitely a compliment. Mark says, hi Oscar, hi everyone. Festive wishes to you all. Any update on Wilson? I'm bench boosting this week. I hope everyone's on the way to recovery after yesterday. I've had a lot of mulled wines today myself. But I'm nearly there. Wilson update. Let me just read you the exact quote. So he said, it looked more serious than it is. It was a big knock on the knee and it's still painful, so we're going to assess him. I'm hopeful about Wilson. The game's come thick and fast. Let's hope we can have him available. So make of that what you will. It's a knock. It's not a bad one. It's not a muscular injury. Good luck on the bench boost as well. Thank you, Mark. Will says, Saka, Rice to fund Ekitike and keep the front 3 bad. Is that bad? Is that what you're asking? Honestly, you get different answers depending on who you ask on this. Because Rice is actually on more points than Saka. He's averaging more points per game. So it's not bad. It isn't bad. I don't know if I would do it if I was in that situation. I was able to get to Ekitike without selling Saka. Because I really didn't want to sell Saka and there was a way for me to do it. I think it's fine. I don't hate it. Yeah. Like if you really want Ekitike, like it is fine. And he's going to be nailed. Isak's out for months. And you know, if Ekitike does suddenly become the best forward in the game after Haaland, then you're going to be happy to have him start with Wolves home, so I don't mind it. And Rice, as I said, he is outscoring Saka this season, but I just wasn't comfortable myself selling Saka when I feel like Brighton home is the sort of game he could get double-digit return himself, and it wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, I managed to get to him without selling Saka, but that's not doable for a lot of people. But yeah, it's fine. Chicken Tikka Mo Salah, thanks for the 11 months. Merry Christmas, everyone. Oscar, who do you think gets the most points this week? I think it's going to be someone obvious, like Haaland or Ekitike. But in the King of the Game Week game, I went Kudus. I went on a punt for Spurs to put a few past Crystal Palace. Let's see. He's my punt pick, but I wouldn't have him. I probably wouldn't even have him on a free hit, to be honest with you. Not even on the bench. Sorry, music a bit loud. There we go. Mark says 0.0 mil. And for a hit, Laquata, Keane, or Wilson to Smith Rowe, or neither. Your bench boost is Kelleher. Nah, for a hit, I wouldn't do it. Laquata, at least he's going to play. And I wouldn't do a hit to sell Wilson to Smith Rowe either. Just, yeah, stick it out. It's such an overrated chip, Mark. I can't lie. It's an overrated chip. Leave it as is. He's probably got a good chance of getting your defcons, if nothing else. And that'll be fine on a bench boost. Wazza says, rate this free hit team. Pickford, Calafiori, Keane, Kanate, Verts, Foden, Rice, Gordon, Ekitike, Haaland, Bowen. Bench has got non-starters. Any thoughts? Kanate's not trained all week, so I'd get him out for sure. Because there's a chance he won't play this game week, and you've got no starters on your bench. This was the free hit team I made, if you want to compare. Yeah, that was the free hit team. If you're tight for money, you could shave off a little bit here and there, like Dubravka down to a cheap keeper, maybe Mukiele down to a cheaper bench defender. But that was the 4-3-3 with Lefay, Mukiele, and then Bar on the bench. But it looks good. Basically the same as your draft. I just wouldn't have Kanate. Drop the Jazz says -4 for Enzo to Grealish on a bench boost. Nah, not for a -4. I'm not even sure if I'd do that for free, to be honest with you. Just leave Enzo. He's not bad. I might even buy him later when Chelsea's fixtures look better. Like Gameweek 24. Taran says, is Kanate a good alternative for Van Dijk? Yeah, so same answer. He's not trained all week, Kanate, so I think he could be a big risk for the game, and therefore I definitely wouldn't buy him. I wouldn't have him on a free hit either. It's too risky. We've got 15 minutes to the deadline. Thank you all for being here for this deadline. How many people are here? 2,000 people. Thank you all for being here, all 2,000 of you. I'm just going to have a check around for leaks. While I do, hit subscribe below if you're not already. It's completely free. I don't think we're going to get anything, because tonight's game you don't get anything from either team, and my Liverpool guys not got anything either. So 79% had a good Christmas, 21% didn't. Final poll. Who's your captain for Game 18? Ekitike, Haaland, Verts, or other? Comment in chat if other. So I've made 3 moves, and it was Bruno to Cunha, it was Semenyo to Lefay, and then I did Gw up to Ekitike. I wasn't that big on selling Saka for Ekitike, and then I worked out there was a way for me to get him without selling Saka, so I went for it. And I also was conscious that my bench was really light, because before I had Bar and Gw on my bench, so I basically had 2 players that were dead spots. So this has also helped a bit with that, because I've got Mukiele and Anderson now. Or it could be Lefay on the bench some weeks. Captain Thiago, that is bold. Mate, I hope it comes off, because I'm keeping him. And that was the other thing I forgot to mention. I wasn't comfortable selling Thiago yet for Ekitike. That could be a mistake, but I feel like he's okay to hold when he's got 3 home games in the next 4. Everton away in there. And I'd had him since Game Week 11, so I bought him for 6.2 mil. So I did catch 5 of his goals this season right after I bought him. So I'm okay. I'm at peace with holding him for a bit longer. I am down to 0 transfers though, so after this I'd like to roll for a few weeks, because I'm looking a bit further ahead. I'm going to want to get Bruno back when he's available, and I think I'm going to want to get Palmer, because Chelsea have got that run from Game Week 20, when is it, 22 or 24? You see it there? 22, they've got Brentford home, Palace away, West Ham home, Wolves away, Leeds home, Burnley home. Like those 6, especially the final 4 there, it's such a mad run that I really am going to want Palmer for that. And Maresca said in his press conference, Palmer's ready to play 90 minutes. So, yeah, a lot rolling going back to Palmer. I was looking at my Gameweek 1 team. I started the season with Salah and Palmer. Haven't quite gone full circle. I'm definitely not buying Salah back, but Palmer could make it back in if he has shaken that injury. And as I say, that's like Gameweek 22, so there's a good few weeks to kind of just see how he gets on and then make a call on that. So yeah, going back to the point I was making, I'd like to roll now for a while if I can, but every time I say that, something goes wrong and I have to spend them. No Liverpool team leaks. No, he's not got anything. He hasn't heard anything this week, he said. I'll keep checking it, but I don't think he's going to get something so near the deadline. I think basically it's fairly predictable, but Konate's a doubt because he's not trained. And it might be Chiesa starts in right wing with no Zoboslai. Bench 1, Bruno G, Gw18, Xhaka, Gw18. Hincapi update. No update really, unfortunately. Yeah, it's anyone's guess. Arteta didn't say anything, as far as I'm aware, on Hincapi. He missed out midweek in the League Cup, so he is a doubt. If I was to guess, I'd say he starts, but really it would be a guess. Don't know. I'd be guessing. It's 50-50. Any team leaks? Nah, no team leaks. I'll keep checking. We've got about 10 minutes till deadline. If anyone missed it, we are giving away free premium for the FPL Focal app, and this month is the last chance all season to get that. You get access to all the premium widgets. You can customize your dashboard. You can change the theme. Oh, what happened there? Unexpected error. Oh, it's because we're pushing an update to the website right now. Okay, ignore that. Anyway, if you wanted to claim the premium, it's the link in the description for that. Yeah, that makes sense. I just got a message from the dev saying an update's going live now, so I think we might have messed with that. Anyway, 10 minutes till the deadline. Keep your questions coming. Any Wilson news? So, Marco Silva said, I'll read the exact quote one more time for everyone. He said, "It looked more serious than it is. It was a big knock on the knee and it's still painful, so we will assess him. I'm hopeful about Wilson. The game's come thick and fast, so let's hope we can have him available." So that's what Silva said on Wilson. It's a knock. It's not like a bad one, and he could play basically. Start Anderson or Gw18? I would start Anderson away at West Ham. Best Richards replacements. If you got a little bit more money, Keane I think is really nice for 4.7. You might only get like 5 games out of him, but he's good. Van den Berg's not bad. Mukiele, if you don't have to start him beyond this game week, so if you could drop him to your bench. Depends how much money you got. Mukiele or Anderson? I would start Mukiele, I would say. Chow or Stack, start 1. Stack, just about. Adam says, do I take a -4 to sell Hincapi? I've got 1.6 mil and I've got Gudmundsson back up. Nah, I wouldn't take the hit. Because if he starts, Arsenal have got such good clean sheet odds and we just don't know. I would consider the hit, even if he was out actually. I think I would just play Gudmundsson, honestly. Like, I would sell him for free if we knew he was out, but we don't know he's out, and you can't sell him for free, so you're not ticking either box. So I personally would just leave it. If Gudmundsson comes off your bench, so be it. He probably starts or doesn't play at all, if you know what I mean. Wilson or Hincapi. Hincapi. Will Calafiori start? Calafiori will start. Lequata Tarkowski. Yeah, I like that. I would do it. Stephen Gallagher says bench one out of Wilson, DCL, Rogers and Semenyo. I suppose it'd have to be Wilson. It's Rogers versus Wilson. It seems a bit mad to bench Rogers when he's scored 3 braces in his last 6. But then Wilson's been on fire as well, and he's got West Ham, but he's a doubt. Like, could he come off the bench? I'd probably just play it safe and bench Wilson there. Because you know with the other 3, they're going to start at least. Does Semenyo start of all the transfer windows? I would think so. Iriola sort of said himself, right now he's a Bournemouth player and he can't control other things, but until then he's a Bournemouth player. Or something like that he said. Basically alluding to the fact, like, as long as he's on our books, he's starting for me. I don't care if the club want to sell him. He's my player and he's going to start. You know, maybe the board would be like, oh, I hope he stays injury free so we can cash in on him. But from the manager's perspective, he's going to care more about his best player starting. So, yeah, I would imagine it's not going to affect it. I'm not going to lie, as a non-owner, that would be quite good if he just was randomly missing. But I just can't see it. Is Trossard a nice punt? Nah, I don't think so. Not for me. He's alright when it's in isolation, you know, like on a free hit or something. But over the winter period, I think Martinelli could start games. It could be Madueke, the odd game in left wing. It's just not nailed. 97 Terang, thank you for the super chat. And George Iliev says, surely Garner's a better 5 mil enabler than Lefay. I think it's close. Garner doesn't take penalties. He doesn't take... Does he take... I don't think he takes corners. I don't know who takes them with no Dewsbury Hall. Direct free kicks, I think he does. But... yeah, I don't know. It really could go either way with the 5 mils. Like Stack, Garner, Lefay. I don't know how much Garner is. I only had 4.9 mil. I'm not sure if I could even afford him. Any last minute leagues? No, I don't think so. I don't think we're going to get anything because the majority of the games are tomorrow. Like tonight, it's just Man United versus Newcastle. Tomorrow is stacked. Forest City, Arsenal Brighton, Brentford Bournemouth, Burnley Everton, Liverpool Wolves, West Ham Fulham, Chelsea Villa. And then on Sunday, it's Sunderland Leeds, Palace Spurs. And then it's just one day off, and then it's the next game week. Five minutes till deadline. Make sure you got your captaincy sorted, guys. Bench in the right order. Final reminder to make your moves before it's too late. Start RAL or DCL. I think DCL. It's really close, that. DCL, I would say. I mean, Raul has to start, but I would say DCL. And he does have West Ham, but he probably comes off early. DCL might. I'd say DCL. The Raider says, what ended up with Tom? What ended up with Tom? Only Verts, who's his captain. I love the addition to your channel. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a great addition to the channel. Tom has done Bruno to Verts and Anderson to Tarkowski. So no Ekitike for the #1 all-time FPL manager. Food for thought. For if any of you watching right now are sweating on no Ekitike, the #1 all-time manager has bought Verts instead and isn't going Ekitike. Yeah, I've got triple Sunderland. How have I ended up here? Triple Arsenal, triple City, triple Sunderland. That is the ultimate triple up of triple ups. Tom's reason was basically like, he's going to want Bruno in, he's going to want Palmer in, so can he afford to spend 2 transfers to get Ekitike and then have to spend 2 to go Ekitike back to one of the mids? And that does kind of make sense. And maybe I'll regret going Ekitike. Although the one thing actually I should caveat that's different in my setup to his is I've got Saka. He doesn't. So I've got no problem going Saka to Palmer or Bruno. It's just if I want both of them, then I'm going to have to free up money selling Ekitike, probably. Maybe I could do it with Cunha and keep Ekitike. But yeah, it's team dependent. But anyway, that's what he's done. His captain is Haaland, and I'm not sure on his vice. I think his vice was Verts. Flandy says, like the stream if you like the content, guys. Thank you, Flandy. Bench Wilson or Gw18? Bench Gw18. Triple captain Haaland? Yeah, I probably would. Wait, who have they got? Sunderland away. I'd probably go for Haaland this week over Sunderland away. I don't know how his minutes are going to look when the schedule's about to get nasty. Yeah, I'd probably go just Haaland now, to be honest with you. He's got 3 minutes to go. Or 2 minutes to go. Bench Collins or Anderson? Probably Collins. Start Rodon or Senesi. Start Senesi. Bruno to Cunha for a hit. Depends who you're starting instead. Like if it's really a dead pick on your bench, then yes. Otherwise, just ride it out. Take a hit for a complete bench or play one player short. I'd probably take the hit, yeah. If you're literally on a 3-person bench. Because on a bench boost, you need everyone to play, so that's the difference. And if the player you bring in gets a minimum of 2 points, then it's a 2-point hit on a bench boost, if that makes sense. Same logic applies in a blank game week. If you're bringing in someone, if you literally don't have 11 players and you bring in someone that will play, then it's a 2-point hit, as long as they get a minimum of 2 points. That's not guaranteed with every player, of course, but maybe you can get someone that's got a higher ceiling than that. Will Pope start? We've not heard anything actually on Pope, so I'm actually not sure. I don't think he will, but I don't know. I'm sorry. As I said, so we've got a minute till the deadline. As I said, before you go, if you want to redeem the free premium for the Focal app, there's a link in the description for that. I'll put it in the chat as well. Whoa, Beredes with the 20 gifted. Holy. Thank you so much. Oh my days. Thank you so much, Beredes, for the 20 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, mate, for the 20 gifted. Welcome to the 20 new members. Too many names to read out here that got it. Welcome to all the new members. Thank you again, Beredes, for that. Thank you for all the support this stream, everyone. It's been a good stream. Wow, Christmas is back. It is indeed. So that is it. That's the deadline. The 3 moves I made was Semenyo to Lefay, Bruno to Cunha, and Mark Gw to Ekitike. Beredes, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Right. Yeah, I think we'll wrap up there. If anyone does want to become a member for the Focal app, as I say, that link in the description. I hope you'll smash it this game week. Big green arrows all round. Let's put the outro tune on. I won't stick around any longer. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in, as always. Hit subscribe if you enjoyed the stream. Below the stream. It's completely free. Anything else? Yeah, hope you had a great Christmas. Lots of FPL content coming, obviously, because it's a short turnaround before the next game week. So I'll be back very soon with more FPL content, players to buy, my team selection, the experts. Tom will be back. But we'll leave it for there for now. Good luck this game week. I hope you smash it. Focal out.
De Bruyne's corner.